set up a little different. Casual Sports Radio Network live here at Footprint Center. And of course, we got the man himself. He ain't on the little box calling in a car nowhere. He's literally right here in the valley. My man, Felix Cruz. Of course, y'all know Flex from Jersey. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Yes,
Pleasure
absolutely.
To be here.
Man,
Yeah,
we're also with Vicky
Pleasure's
Perez, and we're gonna
mine.
let's talk a little bit about this game that we just saw. I mean, it was one of those sleepers, but I mean, the Suns came out to get a little bit of work in,
Yeah.
So it's one of those type of games. But you were out here. Let's just be honest. You was out here because everybody thought that KD was playing today.
Yeah. KD, man, I'm not feeling you right now. Not feeling you. If you knew what I went through.
But it's a good thing. We got a lot of stuff we can do.
Yeah.
We got stuff planned. Y'all already know about the event that's going down tomorrow night. Of course, Flex is going to be out there at the Deuce downtown, which is right around the corner from here, actually, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to do that little thing. But let's talk about this game, man. I mean, what was the first thing that stood out to you guys or to you in this game tonight?
Ladies first thing that stood out, the excitement from campaign.
Oh, yeah. He was really hyped to get back.
He had some good plays. He had a couple of threes, which was awesome. And I think that, I don't know about you guys, the game was kind of boring to me, but I think it's because they're trying to get their energy back up. There's a lot of news, a lot of development. So they're just trying to get into the swing of things. So that's what I thought about the game, just a personal, humble opinion. What do you think, Blake?
No, I agree with you. It felt like one of those games where it was like, there is a basketball game going on, but there was just a lot of little side stories. I wanted to see Campaign and his energy, and he did a good job working the crowd and getting us some energy. And it was a weird game because, like, I'm looking at the game at halftime, and I'm like, man, the Suns should be up 15.
Right.
Like,
I was telling him
you know what I mean? So it was one of those games where it felt like the game, they should have been further along in the game, but they kind of kept letting them hang around. And I think the role players were what I was impressed with. Seeing Terrence Ross again follow up with another good game. Again, I thought Campaign brought a lot of energy. Josh Okogie had a really good game again, 15 points again tonight. So,
he's bringing it.
I think this is, not to be long-winded, but this is more of an audition for a lot of these role guys. Because once Kevin comes, the rotation is going to change dramatically.
Right.
And so I think that's what I was paying attention to. Who's going to really capitalize and say, that's my role. When Kevin comes, I'm playing.
Right.
And so that's what I saw.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I mean, to me, it kind of felt like a little bit like we got that game from the Suns when they were all playing hype because because KD was in the building, he was getting introduced.
Right.
Then today was a disappointment that he wasn't playing. So it felt like the team felt the same way. Like, man, we thought this dude was going to be out here tonight. So it kind of just felt like one of those games where they were just kind of just going through the motions. But they were, like you said, getting some work done. So I'm good with that. And Terrence Ross, man. Perfect pickup, dude. You talk about a shooter like this that's going to be having all these wide open shots, man. Did you see him tonight with even KD not out there, he got wide open shots.
Yeah.
So that's a good pickup.
I'm loving Terrence Ross. I really am. I think we're going to be the excitement is Kevin Durant right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that as we mature towards the end of the season, people are going to look at Terrence Ross and say, man, that's the difference. Man.
Right.
That's the guy. Because, in playoffs, the stars are going to be stars.
Exactly.
Right? When you look at the NBA Finals 2 years ago, we know what Giannis did. We know what Holiday did. We know what Middleton did. But it was the Pat Connaughton, the Bobby Portis. Right? Those are the guys that helped them win that championship. I think Terrence Ross is going to be a sneaky addition that people are going to look back and say, that was huge.
So you missed the insider. So, I mean, what's up with this inside news we heard today about Derrick Rose? Was it something on that? Or
yeah, no.
really?
I mean, listen. I was told emphatically that the Suns were kicking the tires on not only Derrick Rose, but they had talks with Carmelo Anthony.
What?
They did.
I did hear about
nice. I didn't hear nothing about that. But see,
had,
my man over here always lets me know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
He's an insider.
I appreciate that. But yeah, so they kicked the tires on Carmelo and Derrick Rose, and we got until I believe it's Wednesday.
Okay.
Is the deadline for you to sign a buyout and be playoff eligible. So they're having conversations, but I will say this: they like what they got. They really do. This team likes what they got, and I think what they did with Ish today was an indicator of
exactly.
Hey, we're gonna give people, we're gonna reward people for what they've done on the court for us and the commitment that they put in. So it's happy to see that. But I think if they stay right where they are, they'll be fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Ish was the last spot available, so they can actually still get somebody else.
Well, Saban Lee.
Right?
Yes. So if you got if you got another guy, you can potentially cut Saban Lee
easily,
and then pick one of those guys up. But so Derrick Rose is interesting, man. I tell you, I think Derrick Rose would be a perfect fit.
I do too.
And it's a great insurance policy for Campaign and Chris Paul. But I tell you what, man, I love what I saw from Campaign.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he looked like finals Campaign.
Exactly. Sometimes you can come back overhyped, and then you got to come back down. But he was on it tonight.
Campaign was terrific.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's the energy we needed. You know, how we were talking about, we were hyped for KD.
Right.
And we're like, oh, no KD. And I'm like, hey, there's Cam.
Right.
Bringing it. So we definitely needed to see that.
Okay, so let's talk about going forward. We know your news you broke earlier. My man was on 98.7, busting it out.
Wait, he gave somebody else the exclusive?
Yeah, he told everybody what's going on with KD was going to be playing and everything. So we know you already got word he's going to be out there on Wednesday on the road, of course.
Yeah.
And so talk about the game before that. We got the rematch with the Bucks. I think Giannis is out, right?
Giannis got hurt again.
What?
Yeah, I was told. Now I was here watching, so I was told that he played today and got hurt again.
Same injury or just another?
No, a different injury. Yeah. Wow. So I don't have the facts behind it because I wasn't keeping track. But
nice.
I don't think Giannis is going to play Sunday. And so
here's an opportunity you got to take advantage of.
You know, I tell you what, guys. I think without Giannis playing, first of all, with or without Giannis, this team is good enough to compete. But that's a tough road win.
Of course.
That'd be a really tough road win, and Milwaukee's a champion. So, but without Giannis, now becomes a very winnable game.
Right.
And if you can come and win these two, with Kevin coming on Wednesday, and when you look at the Suns' schedule, very favorable.
Right.
When you look at the last 20 games, I look at that and I say it's not far-fetched to think the Suns can go 17-3 in that 20 game stretch, 16-4, and so the number 2 seed is not. I believe the number 2 seed is a reality now, especially with Memphis, up 17 last night, blow that game to Philly. So that gap is starting to shrink. They're losing confidence. I think they're 3-7 in the last 10.
Right.
They're one game above 500 versus the Western Conference. And their momentum that they had riding early is starting to dissipate. And there's a team in Phoenix that's about to get a guy named Slim
rolling. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're coming tomorrow to do the show, and you're going to do some recapping of everything that went down when you started this whole thing. But explain to our listeners here, too, about, I love what you said when you came on the radio about why they kept KD out and why he's playing Wednesday rather than opposed to playing tonight.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, when you look at the schedule, the Suns play tonight and they play Sunday. At this time of year, typically it's play, day off, play. Not too many times you'll have a game and you'll have 2 days off followed by third. So when the Suns looked at it with KD's camp, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, well, coincidentally, we're coming off the All-Star break, and there's 2 games, and if we give you these 2 games, you can potentially get an extra 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And that never happens. It's working the schedule where you're like, okay, 2 games off equals 2 weeks.
Right.
And so that's a no-brainer, and I think that's the way the Suns approached it. And KD wanted. Listen, I'm going to tell you in fact, Kevin Durant's out. Kevin Durant can play right now. Okay?
Right.
But without being long with, I have a son who tore his ACL. Came back 10 months later and sprained the MCL his first game back in the court.
Yep.
And so it's a tricky thing. And with a guy like Kevin, with what you just gave up, I don't think they're going to try to take any chances. So, 2 weeks is better than 2 games.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the way they went with it. And they may go potentially 2-0. So everybody wins, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, when you have an injury, like we saw it with Booker, right? With the groin.
100%.
Super excited. And then the first few minutes of that game, same injury. So it's where we are in the season. It's important to be careful and cautious rather than, like you said, be premature just so we can have 1 or 2 games and then get injured for how many
Right.
more games. So
Couldn't agree more.
good
Absolutely,
strategy by the
absolutely.
Suns.
I mean, so we have to recap this game. It's not much. You guys already did the recapping of this particular game, and let's look at a little bit of the Milwaukee game on Sunday. What are you expecting? And then talk a little bit about Monty's rotation. Has he gotten to the point where now he can say, "I've got this group of guys is going to be here"? He's still got a long way to go figuring this thing out, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to be him right now because the guys you're going to leave on that bench during playoffs are good guys that could be contributors to teams.
Yep, a lot of moving puzzle pieces.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I definitely wouldn't want him on this job. But speaking of the bench, that's very important. Like you were talking earlier, we got our star players and that's all good, but like, how's the chemistry going to look with the bench? So there's a lot of things that the Suns have to figure out. And Earl and I were talking about earlier how, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, Suns can win the chip this year, but it's like they forget there's a chemistry that has to be established. And how many teams in NBA history have established that history that
Couldn't agree more.
chemistry that so
It's 20 games, right? It's 20 games. And at the end of the day, I think you nailed it. I mean, this is a reason why they don't give out championships in October and November. Because people don't gel in 20 games. So it's difficult. It's going to – I don't think in my lifetime I remember a trade of this magnitude being done and a team actually winning. The closest one that I came up with, and this is going way back, but it affects the Suns, was when the Houston Rockets traded for Clyde Drexler in the early 90s.
Right.
They were able to trade for Clyde Drexler and then actually beat the Suns and win the championship that season. This is 94, 95. So that was a long time ago.
So I wasn't born yet.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm kidding.
I could have guessed that. I could have guessed that. So yes, it hasn't been done much. And so without putting too much on Monty, man, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of work. And I will say this, guys, and I want your opinion on this. So I'm looking at the rotation. I'm saying, I used to coach the game of basketball, and I was a guy where I just wanted a significant backup at every position.
Right.
So if we go with that theory, and that's typically the simplest way to narrow down a rotation, is to say, okay, I'm going to cut all the fluff out of it, and I'm going to say, who's my point guard? Is it Chris Paul? Okay, who's his backup? It's Cam.
Right.
Devin Booker's my starter, but who's his primary backup? We don't know. That could be Terrence Ross. Right now, it looks like it could be Terrence Ross.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And so, And so if we continue to go that way, here's where the conundrum happens. If we say who's the three, let's give it to Okogie. His backup's going to be TJ. If you give Kevin Durant the 4, his backup's going to be Torrey Craig. So that puts us at 8.
Okay.
DeAndre's the 9th guy at 7. And he's going to need a backup in case he gets in foul trouble. So you probably go Bismarck Biyombo because you don't need someone scoring anymore.
Correct. You need some defense. Yeah.
Now that's 10. And this is the most simplistic way as a coach to narrow things down. So here's the thing, guys. Guess who's not?
Ooh.
Andrew Shannon doesn't play no more.
Yeah.
Damian Lee doesn't play no more.
No.
This is the best 3-point shooter in the NBA.
Yes.
That's right. He's not playing anymore. And so, yeah, you want to talk about problems.
Man.
Monty's losing sleep right now.
Because what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't envy him. And I think
I was just about to say, do you agree with that though? I mean, because Damian Lee can be vital in the dang playoffs.
I want to ask both of y'all. I agree. I love Damian Lee. So who's coming out?
No, that's tough, man. That's gonna be tough.
Who's coming out?
Especially if T. Ross is hitting the shot like he's hitting it too. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But it's a good problem to have.
Yes.
It's a good problem to have because injuries happen, things happen. Some guys come into the playoffs with big eyes and they don't play the same.
Right.
And sometimes.
Right.
And then so I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But wow, I can't imagine leaving that much talent on the bench.
But then that makes the players work harder and it becomes more competitive because
this is true.
You got to earn that spot.
That's
so that
true.
makes things even more interesting.
That's so true.
That's a
Everyone's
great
trying to
point.
shine,
Yeah.
That's a great point. Everyone on this basketball team, this is probably top to bottom the most competitive team in basketball in regards to trying to get minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no free minutes to go around in this basketball team. It's so deep, it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, you said it. This is gonna be tough, and to get that done in 20 games is the magic thing. If he does it, We may have to call him like who.
Yeah,
It's tough.
you went back to the Clyde Drexler thing,
Mhm.
but I mean, we were just talking earlier too about can this team? Is it realistic to think that this team can actually pull this off this year? I mean, come on. I mean, you normally see a team fail one time, then they come get together for a full season, get some camaraderie together, get the chemistry going, and boom, boom, boom. And we've seen, I think, one team do that was Boston, right? After Houston. So can this team do that realistically? And especially knowing how well Boston's flowing right now. And how well Milwaukee's flowing right now.
Yeah, what were we saying?
We might know the West. The West might be cool. I don't think we worried too much about the West.
Not
but
worried about the West. I mean,
it's the team that you got to exactly.
We could be Western Conference champions, no problem. But when we hit that East, when we hit that Jason Tatum, when we hit, if they're both healthy teams, I don't know if you guys saw them duke it out a couple games ago.
Yeah, it was a tight game. It was tight.
I wasn't worried, but when I was watching the game, I was like, oh man, I'm worried about the East. I forgot about them too. I'm all excited about Kevin Durant as a fan and as a sports reporter,
but let's not forget too that it was one toe that Kevin would have beat Milwaukee with. 1 inch of fraction of his toe.
and guess what though?
Uh-huh.
If that toe
he's in the damn finals against the Suns and probably beats the Suns.
And he's probably not right here. Right. He's probably not downstairs. Probably not downstairs saying I see y'all Wednesday.
That's so true.
Everything works out the way it works out. So I'm damn glad that toe hit the line.
Absolutely.
You know what, guys? To wrap it up, I don't know how much time we have left, but all I have to say is, being a Suns fan since I was 11 years old, this is a good problem to have. I love talking about it. I love talking about who's gonna get minutes. What a time to be alive for me, anyways.
Sure is. So you said 11, and you said you were in live for the Clyde Drexler. What year was it? No, I'm messing with you. We gon' she's 25.
Once you hit past 30, and then once you hit 40, you don't talk about it.
Gotcha.
Right.
I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with you. No, listen, I've been a fan. I became a Suns fan when I was 8 in New Jersey. First basketball game my brother took me to was a Nets versus Suns game, and I was on the stage. It was not playing. It was just, hey, that's who they're playing. And Kevin Johnson did his thing. I told my brother I wanted to be Kevin Johnson. He got me a jersey.
We had never met in person, just to let the audience, viewers know, and Earl too. So Earl knows a little bit about my story, why I fell in love with basketball. So we moved to Arizona from California when I was 11 years old, and we lived in an underserved area where the players come and read to the kids, and they tell you stay in school. So Kevin Johnson had a reading program, and he used to say, KJ's readers are tomorrow's leaders.
Wow.
So at the end of every little library session or whatnot, he came to at least 5. I was always chasing him around before he left, can I get an autograph? Can I get this and that? And I was able to squeeze a couple of conversations with him. And ever since then, I just looked up to him and I was like, God, I want to be like KJ.
Oh, man, that gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah,
that's cool stuff.
I couldn't play basketball.
Did you end up missing him when he was here?
And that's another story that we'll leave for later.
Right.
But, you always figure out a way to, make your dreams come true. And I was like, how am I going to get to that court? And if it means covering sports, then
good for you.
Made it happen,
That's dope.
That's inspiring stuff. And it's crazy because the impact KJ had on you, I had with similar players in my local league. I would be at the Boys and Girls Club and the PAL Police Athletic League growing up. And I remember Mookie Blaylock just rolling up and saying, hey, man, I'm the general. If you could be a small guy, she tried to play defense. So, these are inspiring things. And you're right. I mean, if you have a passion for it and you love the game of basketball, there's a multitude of ways to get into this. And so the kids in the future looking at this, that's powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So
it's cool to know.
I had to share that personal story because you said Kevin Johnson, my heart just started beating. So
I like the connection already. I think we gonna. This is like a good trio thing, dynamic duo type thing. I like this.
Okay.
I like this.
It's tight. It's tight.
Yeah, I like this.
Okay, so we down to our last couple of seconds here. Let everybody know what's going down. Which we already know that the event tomorrow is going to be off the hook. It's going to fill this. We're going to fill this dang place up like crazy. Did you see all the thing? Did you see all the dang on hits?
Yeah.
You see all the hits on the dang on?
I did.
Man, that sucker is just crazy.
Unfortunately, yes. I have one of my best friends is having a birthday party that I committed to, and I'm a loyal person, loyal friend, so I had to make this happen tonight live from the arena because Flex is in town, and even though I was falling asleep, what time is it? 11:15.
Yeah, it ain't like you're gonna be here every game,
But hopefully next time you come back, you do another one. We'll be there. We'll bring down the house.
Yeah,
Jersey
I can't wait. Jersey and AZ, and I'm a loyal person, so friends come first. And you just met me, so yeah, stick to the party tomorrow, and next time we'll do it. I mean, tomorrow's gonna be fun, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun, right?
Absolutely.
You got a big part in that.
Oh yeah, I'll be there doing your little.
I'm not
your
gonna
equipment
really miss
stuff
it
and your
though.
DJ stuff.
Speaking, you guys are gonna be live.
Yeah,
There's gonna be video and streams and pictures. So
Casual Sports Radio Network will be in the house. We'll be the ones doing all his
KSRN production, top to bottom.
Absolutely.
Don't sell yourself. Come on, this is KSRN, top to bottom.
Yes, sir.
This is top notch stuff. So
Absolutely.
This is gonna be dope. Planet Orange come out 5 to 7, the Dudes Club downtown Phoenix. We gonna rock with y'all. Y'all gonna have an open mic. Y'all gonna have to ask questions. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
And you definitely want to get out there too, because this dude's about to break down the story from start to finish of when this Kevin Durant thing went down. We ain't talking about this last few weeks. We're talking about
the whole smoke.
The 9 months of this dude's life.
You're gonna talk about when you laughed at him because
exactly. And half of y'all out there know y'all was giving him hell, talking about he didn't know what he was talking about. But here we go. But yeah, we love it. We love it, man. So look forward to go down to the Deuce tomorrow on 525 South Central, downtown Phoenix. So with that being said, man, thanks for coming again, bro. Good to have you in the house, man. It's so cool. Absolutely. So
thank you.
Casual Sports Radio Network, the Suns report after the game. Catch y'all next time. Peace out.
Good night.
Peace out.